My intro and outro music selection is getting older as I delve deeper into my composition library without making any new stuff. Anyway, the more advanced technology gets, the more annoying the problems with technology get. It's easy to play the "we're spoiled" card, but if we were really spoiled, our shit would actually work as intended. I am always the only person on the internet who has a particular problem with hardware or software. The creators of saidware never seem to have experience with my issues. They act like I've invented my struggles to try and scam a refund or replacement, and I never figure out how to solve things. The mic crackling issue with my capture card is a terrific example. Elgato is the most highly recommended brand of capture cards for quality and accessibility, and I can't even use mine anymore because of a fucking ghost in the machine that decides it doesn't like the sound of my sultry, erotic vocal tones and would rather distort and demolish them until it sounds like a faraway 4th of July. And it doesn't even matter, because principally, any solution that involves anything other than changing settings within the program is an admonishment of failure on behalf of the developers. If fixing a problem with your shitty thing requires that I get an outside different thing, adding another element to the equation, then your shitty thing is defective and you should work on fixing it yourself so I don't need an outside different thing. That's like trying to sell me a boat with a hole in it and then recommending I find something to plug the hole. You plug the hole! Or better yet, build boats that don't have fucking holes in them. This should not need to be said. For the record, Elgato's support staff has been cordial and participatory so far over the course of a single email, but unsurprisingly my issue has not been resolved. On a related note, nothing should ever be designed that needs to be turned off regularly to maintain functionality. That's stupid. I leave everything plugged in all the time, all night. A router should not need to be reset, and a computer shouldn't suffer performance issues when I have it constantly on a charger 24 hours a day. At no point does it ever not have the power it needs. My computer is 4 years old and its battery level has never dipped below 97%, and that's a bad thing somehow? Batteries get weaker the more you charge them. That sounds like a major design flaw. Who's doing something about this? No, that's just the way it is. I haven't turned my iPhone off in 2 years. It's got half the charge capacity it started with, and I have half a mind to sue. Faulty technology. How can you not account for the collective laziness of human beings? I charge my phone while it's still on. Why would I ever turn it off? I can't use it when it's off. What's the point of having it off? In movie theaters, my phone is on vibrate. It's also on vibrate for the rest of my life, because who wants to hear their phone ring? It's so intrusive. When my phone rings, it feels like I'm being yelled at. It's uncomfortable. Your ringtone might as well be some stranger shouting from your coffee table, "Hey! Hello! Hey, pick up!" It's like, no number I don't recognize from a state I don't live in. Who do you think you are that you can disturb my existence like this? Leave me alone. All ringtones are stupid. Custom ringtones? Your ringtone should never be something you want to listen to. That's completely counterintuitive. A, nobody around you wants to hear a phone that isn't for them. B, the person calling you now has to wait for you to get your jollies off some gay pop song chorus. And C, just put your phone on vibrate like a non-obnoxious person. And don't leave it on hard, echoey surfaces where when it does vibrate, it sounds like your house is falling off the side of a cliff. On the opposite spectrum, putting your phone on silent is just as mind-blowingly retarded. Unless you happen to be staring directly at your pant pocket in pitch black darkness, you will never know when anyone is trying to get a hold of you, and they will hate you because you're unreachable. Why didn't you answer my calls? Sorry, I have my phone on silent, which gives it the utility of a night watchman who happens to be blind, gagged, and paralyzed. Oh, okay, that's cool. Thanks for making use of none of the features phones have. Talk to you later, only if you're lucky. This is a made-up conversation, and it still makes me mad. Technology doesn't really fully advance anymore. At this point, every upgrade we make costs a downgrade in another area. Gaming technology especially has become a system of trade-offs and compromises. PS4 controllers last a quarter as long as PS3 controllers did before them because they had to incorporate a light bar, speakers, and motion controls nobody wanted. You can have better graphics, but it'll take up more storage space. You can have smoother frame rates, but it'll increase loading times. We're not going up anymore, we're going sideways. That is to say, technology is going sideways, while prices act like we're making great strides in a vertical direction. Nobody is making breakthroughs anymore. Even though you can't go a month without reading about some college experiment that's going to turn whatever industry on its head until the patent is bought by a singular company and dumbed down considerably to maintain the status quo. Public innovation isn't actually good for anyone because it never gets out into the world in its purest form. It's always snatched up and hoarded in the name of profit and stability, so we'll never make the leaps and bounds we should have by now. Spy technology in movies only seems futuristic because the general population population is always about 20 years behind some fuckers in lab coats whose inventions will be strangled to death. If every breakthrough and discovery was public domain immediately, we would currently have the flying car future that people in the 1950s predicted we'd have. We would have complete immersion VR, boundless energy sources, and FaceTime with fucking aliens a galaxy away. Ironically, that's why if I ever invented something that could change the face of the world forever, I'd probably keep it to myself, because that's the only way it could stay what it is. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe, and I'll play myself off.